Hey guys, it's a really exciting day for me. You know, you've seen over the years that I've had a trail camera sponsor for many, many years. And the company was sold out and the whole thing just fell apart. So for about the last year, I've been trying to decide what to do about trail cameras. And I use a ton of trail cameras. Bear hunting, deer hunting, even just recreational use of these trail cameras. And so I need to work with a company. I've been doing a lot of research over the last year. I've been talking to people, I've been reading reviews and watching YouTube videos of reviews, and so I finally approached Moultrie about their trail cameras and trying to put together a relationship with them where I could help promote their products and they could provide me with the materials that I need to do that. And I'm really, really excited to say that I have worked out a deal with them, with Moultrie Mobile. And I'm really excited about it because I really felt like they're the first company that I actually approached because I just felt like they were the right one. They just had all the goods. There's a lot of trail cameras out there that have good reputations and bad reputations, but it just seems like the Moultrie Mobile cameras, they just come through with the goods all the time. And so I'm really excited that I was able to do this, and I got a shipment here of 15 Moultrie Mobile trail cameras and the security boxes for each of them. And one of the things that sold me on them was the fact that they have literally the absolute best security box I've ever seen. It's so well thought out, and it opens, and it's got a hinge on it which you just don't see, and so you can just flip it down. You can screw it right to the tree, and it's got a really good padlock situation there. It's just everything about it is like, it's just well thought out. In fact, as I've worked with the Moultrie Mobile people and as I've done the research on the reviews and stuff like that, I just became convinced that this is a company that really, you know, tests their products. They got hunters that are using them and they really pay attention to the feedback. So I got 15 of these security boxes for the mobile cameras. And the Moultrie Mobile Edge Pro is the camera that I decided to go with for several reasons. The biggest one is that I love the fact that it connects to any cell service. In fact, what it does is when you put it out, it just figures out which one is the strongest signal and it just connects to that one. So you might have one camera that's over here and it's connected to AT&T or some other company. You might have a camera over here 3-4 miles away and the best signal is Verizon and it'll connect to that. So if you got it down in a valley or you have it in a situation where it's real sketchy cell phone coverage, it'll find the one that's the strongest signal and it'll connect to that one. That is really well thought out. Okay, another thing that I wasn't too sure about at first, but I think it's going to be okay, was the fact that this camera does not have an SD card. It's got a built-in memory. And I thought, you know, I kind of probably want to be able to just pull the SD card out at times, because when this texts you a photo, and it'll text you videos too, which not very many cameras will do. When it texts you a photo or video, it texts you a low-res version of the photo or video. So I thought for my YouTube channel, I really want to put the high-res pictures and videos on there. But then when I got to talking to them, they said, well, you can just actually ask the camera to send you a high-res video or a high-res photo, and it's 1080p, so it's very good quality video that it's taking. And so you can just go through and pick which ones that you want and request that it'll text you high-res video. So it's pretty cool. And the reason that they've done this, well, I shouldn't say the reason, one of the reasons why they've done this is because they discovered that their customer service department was dealing with a lot of people having trouble with their cameras that was SD card related. And I've also become convinced that with a lot of trail cameras, if you have one that doesn't seem to be working, most of the time it's actually your SD card. And I really became a firm believer that whenever you put a camera out and put a new card in it, you should always format that card. And if you have different brands of cameras or whatever, every time you switch out the card, you should format the card. And most of the time, if you aren't getting pictures or whatever's going wrong with your camera, it's probably the fact that it's something to do with the SD card. So they just remove that from the equation, so this camera doesn't have an SD card. It's got a slot in the top of the box, so the antenna can come up, and this could be a problem at the bear baits, because bears are notorious for tearing the antennas off of cell phone cameras. So the nice thing about this one, it's got a little spot, you can just fold that down in, and it fits in the box with that antenna down, and it doesn't hardly change the amount of service that you're going to get at all. So if you're not using a box, they got the best strap on the market too. It's nice and big, it's wide, it's got a nice big hole, so it's easy to feed through while you're reaching around the tree. The only thing I think I'll probably change about this, if I use the straps on some of them, I probably will. I'm probably going to paint this strap, maybe put some black spots on it or something like that so it blends in a little bit better. So, Moultrie Mobile Edge, and there's one more thing. This is the Moultrie Mobile Edge Pro. This is what I'm going to be using. And there's one more thing that I decided to go with, and that is the rechargeable lithium-ion battery packs. And the cool thing about this right here is that, okay, I'll just show you on this camera. Okay, it's got the battery pack, and this holds 16 batteries, so it'll last a long time. It'll last for probably several months, maybe, you know, depending on how many videos that you're sending through the cell service. That will make a difference on how long your batteries last. But they have a lithium-ion battery pack that goes in here. You charge it up, and seriously, folks, it'll probably last a year. And at the very least, I know that I can put this camera out in the summer, and I don't even have to worry about the battery until after the hunting seasons are all over. So that's another thing that I really like about this camera. Okay, so here's another issue that I'm not done dealing with, and that is that about half of my bear baits don't have cell service. So I'm also going to have to get some cameras that aren't mobile cameras. So I'm still working with Moultrie about putting together an arrangement where I can get some cameras that aren't cell cameras that I can use at some of these bear baits in remote areas that just don't have any cell service. So I'm not quite done with my trail camera trauma yet, but so it's pretty exciting getting these in the mail, and I'm going through and getting them all set up and stuff like that. And which brings me to the final point here, and that is that Moultrie has the most incredible app for these cameras that you've ever seen. It's so powerful, it'll do so many things. You can request videos at any time, you can request photos at any time. It sends them right to your phone, and you can go through and add, delete, whatever. You can make changes on the camera. This thing has artificial intelligence, and you can actually set this up so it will send you a notification that says, there's a buck in front of your camera right now, or there's a bear on your bait right now. It's pretty amazing stuff. You really got to check it out. I'm going to have to do an entire video just on the features of this app because it's really incredible. It was probably the thing that pushed me over the edge with Moultrie, is the power of their app and the exciting things that it can do. So anyway, that is a rundown. We're just getting started with this. I'm actually going to go put some of these out, and then I can't wait till bear season and deer season, and it should be really exciting. It's nice to have the drama over with and be excited about being with what I feel is the right camera company for me and with the right products. I'll put links in the description below to each of these products if you're interested in checking them out for yourself. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.